Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, back to Mecha Viking, rebuilding and resurrecting the Blueberry 4Running project. Today we are going to kind of rebuild, or yeah, you could say it's a rebuild of the w56 Toyota transmission that hooks up to the 22RE. A little bit about this transmission. When I got the truck, the transmission was split into pieces. Everything was all over the place. So backtrack 2 years ago, I put it back together without any seals in the middle. You're supposed to use, according to Toyota manufacturing, you're supposed to use FIPG, the self-forming gasket maker. But I went in and decided to get a nice cheap kit from eBay. I didn't want to spend too much money on this project, you know what I'm saying? I just want to make it run, make it, if it needs to be moved, to not be a pain in the bum. So I went that route. All my main achievement for this project is to make this thing come back to life. Not actually do any rock crawling or anything. Here I point out, taking the back casing out of it. I don't know what exactly that thing is called. Whatever that's called. The back butt. Is that called the back butt? No. Point out the shifter fork. Very simple, very easy. You know, the engineer that made these things, it's just very simple. Not much to it. Got the gears and all that cool stuff. I don't know what this is called. The front cover maybe? Has a very, very brittle seal that we will be replacing at this rebuild time. The front snap rings, pretty easy, pretty simple, nothing to it there. It has two, which I did catch after taking off the first one. Not very difficult there. For the most part, I'm not a manual transmission type of guy. I'm more of an automatic. I've rebuilt a couple automatic transmissions. I know my way more around them than a manual trans. Here I point out where the clutch fork basically guides. You have to guide there, and you got to be really accurate when putting that in. But anyway, I'm a more automatic trans kind of guy, so here I'm just kind of winging it and just took it all apart. It was pretty self-explanatory. There's nothing to these things. Nothing. I mean nothing. At this moment, I saw how brittle that thing is, and I just went ahead and just tried to pop that thing out, use a flathead screwdriver and a simple hammer to annihilate that front seal. Easy. Very easy. Very brittle. It came out really, really easy. Clean the surface insides and just pop in that brand new oil seal. Very easy. But nonetheless, I got this transmission. It didn't have it came with the truck, but it just was all torn apart, and basically I just needed to just slap it back on, right? And when I went to the first time to try to rebuild this, I'm supposed to use that self-forming gasket maker, but I was like, so I went to eBay, found a kit, very cheap kit, maybe what, I don't remember, maybe it was probably like 15 bucks, and just slap it on there. And I tell you what, it was easy. The most easiest thing, you know, with the self gasket maker, or you can call it sealant, whatever you want. You can get things all over the place, yada yada. You know, you can even contaminate the brand new seal. Pretty easy. Now I'm going back together. Very simple. Putting those snap rings back on. Putting the front butt. Is that called the front butt? I don't know what it's called, man. I really need to go back to school for that stuff. But putting those front clips back on there, putting a little bit of lubricant for that brand new seal can nicely go in there without any issues. Put the front cover back on, whatever that is called, right? Make sure I have that paper gasket. I'm pretty sure I did. Slap it on there real quick with this very low battery powered Makita. The batteries are dying. Go in the back, put the back butt on it, and slap in that brand new gasket, or paper gasket. Here I'm aligning for the fork. This is where I pointed out earlier about those holes. You have to align those holes properly. You can put it together missing a hole. Trust me when I say this. Trust me when I say this. Keep that in mind. You do not want to miss that, because when you miss one of those, you'll feel the shifter stiff. It won't shift. All right, tell me how I know these things. All right. I had to take it apart a couple of times to fix that, and trust me, it was a bit of a hassle, but I ended up getting it. Putting those main bolts in to piece this thing together. And this is a heavy transmission, very heavy, very heavy. I just got really used to just lifting it up and down, because I lift every day. I mean every day. Every day. Put that shifter cover back on, and boom, we got that front piece, or the main transmission in there, or back together. We go get the transfer case, the thing that makes it happen, the thing that makes the car move, the front and back drive shafts, the thing that everybody wants. But I'm not gonna be rock crawling in this thing. This 4Runner is mostly for my farm, a farm truck. If we need to take out something, or we need to go over certain things, then we got the 4Runner, right? Take a quick sniff test. Why did I do a sniff test? The reason is it was just for nothing, okay? I just wanted to take a sniff. I don't know why I did that, to be honest. Maybe just smell some burning stuff. For the most part. My wife is calling. Not a good time to call. It's okay. It's okay, she'll understand. Put that paper gasket on there, and this was a bit of a hassle. I mean, it's just one man rebuilding a very, very heavy transmission, but I was able to get it on the first try, believe it or not. Use the Makita, slap that thing back on there. Very easy. Very easy. So far, there should be nothing that should be stopping you from rebuilding anything, right? If you have a transmission like this that's laying in the house, this is how easy it is. You see it, but you know, I didn't get really much into depth of a repair. I didn't change any bearings. I didn't change any dogs, anything of that nature, and it was just pretty much really easy. Here's the bell housing that I ordered from eBay. I only paid 50 bucks. I actually do remember buying this, and I bought it quite a long time ago. And for some reason, the guy who had this truck did not have the bell housing, so I had to go out there and hunt for one. For your information, this bell housing mates to a 22RE Toyota truck, or engine, as we say. You see those different color of bolts? The bolts were also missing, and I had to go to O'Reilly's and get a brand new set of bolts, which was not a hassle. Actually, I actually found the correct and proper sizes. I went to the AutoZone, they didn't have it. Advanced Auto, they didn't have it, and luckily my favorite place to go is the O'Reilly's. I'm an O'Reilly guy. When I have to go to a low budget auto parts, it will be O'Reilly, okay? The release bearing from eBay as well. Like I said, I didn't want to put too much money into this thing. I just wanted to get it running for the most part. The clutch, the release bearing, all that stuff was from eBay, straight from eBay. That's what part is what I didn't know if I had all the parts for. Like I said, I'm more of a automatic transmission kind of guy who only gets, you know, at that area it's only the torque converter. So I'm not real familiar about the clutch forks, the release bearings, and the spring and the fork itself. Apparently that's all you need to get this thing running, but very simple. Luckily I did have all the parts. That sensor that you saw there with that wire, that is for the reverse lights. I feel I'm correct. So I have that little harness there for the rear lights to turn when going in reverse. And look at me being the responsible mechanic for actually torquing something. I actually did look up the spec. I don't remember it right now, but I did look up the spec and actually torque it properly. So I just didn't want this to be coming up apart when going off-roading, which is never gonna happen. Here we go, under the car, under the truck. You see the 22RE with no pilot bearing. Very important. Put a pilot bearing. You need it. Trust me. Very rusty down there. I got, like I said in previous videos, this 22RE was an automatic, so I took the pressure plate, and that's not the pressure plate, the flywheel. Is that the flywheel? No, I don't remember. Yeah, no, I always get them confused, but whatever. I'm slapping on the new pilot bearing with hammer and a piece of wood. Yeah. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for the next video. It's gonna happen. Part 3, where I think I'm gonna slap this thing in there. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope I see you in the next one.